Is it possible for Bitcoin to ever reach $10 million? Well, let's hear it from the biggest bear there is, Peter Schiff. He tweeted this yesterday. It sounded almost like capitulation, like he was giving up on being a bear. No matter how low the price of Bitcoin falls, the proponents will always be able to claim and outperform gold. Because it's true. Because it's true. For example, even if Bitcoin falls to 100 in 2031 and gold rises to 10,000, they will claim that Bitcoin is up 100x in the last 20 years while gold is up 5x. Hey, that's true too. That's true too. But there's zero chance that Bitcoin's going to fall to 100 by 2031 and gold to 10,000 by 2030. Well, maybe gold could go to 10,000 by 2031. That's reasonable. But still, even if that happened, it's still true because Bitcoin started at like how many decimal points, right? And gold has been around for thousands of years, but within the last 20 years, Bitcoin will still be outperforming gold. See, but that's the truth, But someone, of course, was kind of trolling. What if Bitcoin goes to 10 million by 2031? Right? Well, then his final answer is the US dollar goes the way of German paper mark, then I suppose that's possible. He didn't shoot it down. He didn't say no. He didn't say, well, no, because I think Bitcoin's going to go to zero by 2031. No, he actually came up with a way for Bitcoin to go to $10 million. That's actually pretty bullish, if you ask me. Peter Schiff has never been this bullish. To be fair, I haven't been following him all that much recently, but it sounds like he's capitulating. It sounds like he's giving up on trying to attack Bitcoin. His son is a big Bitcoin bull too, and he argues with him all the time about Bitcoin versus gold. I mean, it's fine to be holding gold if you want to preserve your wealth. You don't want a lot of volatility. You want to just store it. Gold, in my opinion, is like the stable coin of the I don't know, the real world, I guess, the non-crypto world. If you want to preserve your wealth, say equities are going down and you wanted to have a safe haven, you put it into gold because it just doesn't move. It's designed not to move, right? It's kind of like stable coins. If you want to take profits, you want to sell out of crypto, what do? You put it into stable coins. That's how I see gold. It's a stable coin for equities or for the real world. But if you want life-changing wealth, you want ridiculous amount of gains, well, that's Bitcoin and crypto. That's not gold. That's fact. That's fact. Anyways, so can Bitcoin reach 10 million? Well, yeah, if the dollar keeps on inflating and gets to nothing, then inflation is going to be rampant and we will see all assets go up to the moon, including Bitcoin. And, I showed this yesterday, but this is exactly what's going on right now. This is not gold's projected trajectory, although it could happen. This is federal interest payments. This, for the first time in history, the U.S. will be paying $1 trillion in interest based on all the money that we have borrowed, all the bonds that we have ever issued. We have surpassed $1 trillion in interest payments alone. Even if we didn't accrue more interest and we didn't have to borrow more, which is impossible, we don't even make this much per year to offset this, right? So it's a never-ending cycle of borrowing more by issuing bonds and printing money, okay? And because of the two, and an interest will keep going up. It's a vicious cycle that'll keep on going. Of course, the U.S. government collects taxes, but there's only so many taxes you could collect. And it's not enough. So inflation will always be a thing. No matter what Powell does with his rate hikes, inflation will keep on going and arguably will only get worse. That's why if you look at assets like homes, for example, or crypto or anything else of worth of value, right? There might be dips along the way, but long term, they just keep on going upwards. It's mostly due to inflation. It's because inflation makes each individual dollar more worthless every year. And that's why you need to spend more of it to get an asset, a asset that's worth something, right? If you think about that, that's why assets keep going up, because of inflation. Outside of that, there are many people that think, yeah, first we got to hit some milestones first. How about hitting 1.5 million first before 10 million? Well, Kathy Wood already said this, and she has some fancy model that predicts by 2030, which is the next cycle. This cycle will end probably 2025, although who knows? We might enter a super cycle because of BlackRock and Fidelity and all these big boys and institutions FOMOing on spot Bitcoin and Bitcoin. Who knows? Maybe we don't even end. Our cycle doesn't end in 2025. Maybe we have a little dip in 2026 and then we just keep on going upwards, right? She's predicting by 2030, the most bearish case in 2030, I remember her projections, showed Bitcoin around 250,000. That's the most bearish prediction. Now, the mid-level prediction, a reasonable prediction, shows Bitcoin being at $650,000 by 2030. And the most bullish prediction is 1.5 million by 2030. Again, a lot of this could be due to inflation. It could happen. It could happen. Not could. It probably will by 2030. That's the next cycle. If you think about this cycle, if we hit 200, 250,000 by this cycle, then you do a multiplier by 4, or 6, that's 1.6 million. Even if you didn't do that, you did a multiplier by, say, 3 from 2025, then the next cycle would be ending at like 2029. That would bring us to 600, 700,000 or 750,000. That's really within reason. That's actually conservative if you think about it. A 3x multiple from 2025 high to 2030, that's $750,000. That is really reasonable if you think about it. Arthur Hayes also thinks that million Bitcoin is certainly possible. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's talking about million Bitcoin. Michael Saylor certainly thinks so. He thinks Bitcoin has no top. It's infinite. It'll go to 1 million, it'll go to 10 million, it'll go to wherever eventually. That's why he's loading up on everything. Every single Bitcoin, every single dollar that he has and MicroStrategy, they're all going to Bitcoin. He knows it's the future. And look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is doing well today. 41.3. Let's see if we could break back to 42,000. We were at 42,000 not too long ago. Just about a week ago. Let's see if we could break above 42,000 today. That would be very, very, very bullish. And then we utilize this as support and get back up above 45,000. What about some other stuff? Well, Bitcoin's accumulation wallet. I don't know what this measures, but it just keeps on going up. I don't know if this is like long-term holders or above a certain year, but according to CryptoQuant's founder, it just keeps on going up, holding 1.7 million, valued around 68 billion, right? And this is true. If you measure Bitcoin holders, over 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 7 year, 10 year, they're all at all-time high. It just keeps on exploding upwards. Okay. And as long as more and more people keep on buying and holding and never selling, the more the price will go up because Bitcoin has a set supply. Unlike gold, unlike oil, unlike any other precious metal or any other commodity or any equities or any bonds or I don't know what else there is. Every single other asset basically has infinite supply. You could always create more. But with Bitcoin, there isn't.